I never realized this before, but the Master Sword in this game, it looks like it doesn't have any textures to it. It looks like it has a solid, like, colored polygon.
Carson. Guess what? Probably.
So,
Guess what most of the things in this game are?
No, actually, no.
Several colored polygons.
except Link was too young to be the hero, and the doors of the Sacred Realm was just open, so Ganon just walks in and takes the Triforce. I'm not kidding.
Seems like an intentional design flaw.
I'm not joking! Sacred Realm door is just open. Ganon just walks in, takes the Triforce, no one opposes him. Good design there, gods of Hyrule.
So, yeah, Ganon wins in this game.
Hey, you know, honestly,
It's like the only time that's happened.
you know, if they just smashed like the Ocarina of Time, close the doors.
But let's be real here, the Hyrule we're about to visit has less monsters roaming around.
But, when you see, you know, Castle Town...
I have a good counterpoint to that, but we'll do that in a minute here. But first, this guy.
There's a fan theory that this guy's the owl.
Mm-hmm. Now, originally, Ocarina of Time was a much... Ocarina of Time was going to be a much larger game, so a lot was cut out of it, so this guy doesn't get a dungeon. This guy gets shortchanged.
A lot of people theorize that the Temple of Time was going to be a dungeon, or that this area was going to be a dungeon, because if you actually hack the game to get into this room, the floor you're on actually does have collision, but I'm pretty sure...
All I think about is Adam West lapdogs at first. Did you change my clothes? Bits and pieces of you were hanging out. It was kinda gross. Because he was in a child.
Yeah.
So, okay.
He would be in a child-sized tunic.
Also, we have an ear piercing and an earring.
If Vegeta's armor can expand to the size of a great ape, then I believe that Link's tunic can grow to the size of an adult.
So,
And also not just Vegeta's armor, they make a point about the armor, they don't explain the blue suit underneath.
That's part of the armor.
No, it isn't, he can take the armor off.
Well, yeah, but the armor is just armor. The clothes are clothes. Because why armor your entire body when you can just armor your torso? But hey, man! Tournament of Power.
So,
That's what Ganondorf really wanted.
No one wants a tournament arc.
Carson has an extreme problem with tournament arcs.
they're bad.
No, I don't have a problem as a tournament arc. The tuning exams in Naruto were fine because they weren't half the series.
Hey, Carson. What if I told you Shaman King, the manga, is literally a tournament arc?
You know, I've only ever heard bad things about Shaman King.
You know what? I've only ever heard good things about Shaman King.
But I've also heard
So-
apparently Shaman King was one of the anime dubbed by 4Kids, so maybe it's just it has a really horrible dub.
I'm talking about the manga right now, which from what I understand are radically different. The manga is pretty good, although apparently he was pretty restricted on what he could do because shonen manga, and apparently when you write shonen manga, they limit what you can do because you have to write within the standards of shonen manga.
Oh, when you write to them, it's like signing a blood contract.
And so, there are things he wanted to do but couldn't, so he ended up having to end it in a certain way. But the whole thing is a tournament. Like, that is what Shaman King is about. The shaman fight. It's pretty good.
Shaman fight. Oh.
It is also set up to do that from the beginning. Like, they tell you, hey, we're getting ready for the shaman fight. And, they fight people, and there's other plot points that go on. But then they get to the tournament, and they're fighting in a tournament. And, of course, there's things that happen when they're not fighting in their matches, but that's how the plot goes.
So,
they're also fighting a guy who basically is reincarnating himself to win this same tournament every 500 years.
So, because Link is being a manly man, he doesn't want to use weapons he found as a child. So, you've lost most of your inventory. You'll get better weapons, but at the moment, that's kind of obnoxious.
But, like, let's be honest, the boomerang isn't, really that good.
A guy wrote for Shonen, I'm not sure if Shonen Jump, but it was in some Shonen...
Apparently, Shonen Jump and Shonen Magazine are two different things.
Well, somebody was writing somewhere, some Shonen manga thing, and, they wrote this manga called Siren, and the manga ended up it got rushed at the end, but not like Bleach rushed, just rushed, and so he had to end it shorter than he wanted, and didn't go where he wanted to go with it. And apparently he has this problem constantly because he writes more mature mangas with more mature plots, but they want him to write shonen manga with shonen manga plots, which are, hey look, I have gold hair, I'm gonna punch you.
Didn't Attack on Titan almost not get in the magazine because of that?
Oh my gosh, Attack on Titan. That manga is just stressful.
And that
Stressful.
that also brings up what?
Hey, didn't do that.
That also brings up what magazine is like Berserk a part of if it's in.
I'm pretty sure that man just updates his chapters and they exist.
Apparently, Guts was on a boat for 10 years because there was like that much of a time gap between chapters.
Yes, he writes chapters when he wants to. Apparently, this man has a manga that's so popular he can write chapters when he wants to. But hey, when your chapters are 200 pages long, who cares?
Also, when you're writing some incredibly messed up shit, you kind of need to take a break and recompose yourself every now and again.
Literally, the first chapter of Berserk, Brian. 200 pages. Wait, maybe it was...
So,
Wait,
Ganon went a little crazy.
It may not have been. Hold on, let me see. Maybe like 300 pages. So yeah, he releases chapters when he feels like it. I don't know where he releases them at. And it's not done. It's been going on since... I don't know.
It's been going on since the 80s.
Yeah, it's still not done. Neither's JoJo though, so I mean...
But JoJo technically split itself
This
into...
chapter is 221 pages.
Okay.
Let's see what chapter 2 is. 225 pages.
So,
200... See? Each chapter is about 200 pages. I mean, you gotta think. That's like, what? 10 chapters of a normal manga.
so
What was that manga you just mentioned?
Huh?
I'm trying to think, there was another one.
my goal at the moment...
I brought up Attack on Titan.
Well, Attack on Titan is just a 40-page chapter thing.
I'm going to get the big Goron sword before touching a dungeon.
No, I was thinking of the anime. There was something Berserk always made me think about.
And some other miscellaneous things. First, let's create a paradox.
Anyway, apparently, JoJo. Yeah, you have JoJo, which that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Basically, the dude says there is like, okay, immortal vampire dicks with family for generations. Then there's the Pillarman arc.
That was great.
That's kind of just, like, not connected to anything, which, that's why I know this is highly unlikely.
No, you know what it is? You know what that's for? It's so that, he can, so that JoJo can be in part 3.
The...
Okay.
Well, I mean, part 1, and then part 2 makes it like part 1 was for part 2 all along. But then they show you the ending, where part 2 is like, hey, look, you know that thing you thought happened at the end of part 1? Well, it didn't. And then part 3 happens, and it has to do with what happens at the end of part 2. And then part 4, from what I understand, has just about nothing to do with any of the parts.
Strange,
Except that, part 3 dude's in it.
Strange, I had heard that part, like...
Woohoo!
I'd heard that part 2 in the...
Oh yeah, second row of hearts.
And then you have, part 5.
Oh crap.
Which, from what I understand, also, is part 5 done? I feel like he never finished part 5.
I think we're up to like part 7, so it should.
No, I don't think he finished part 5. I think he like got so far with part 5 and then didn't finish the story.
I don't know. Most of my JoJo knowledge is from watching the best friends play. From watching that, watching a playthrough of Eyes of Heaven and skimming Wikipedia.
And there's part 6, and then now we're on part 7, which I believe still has Sailor JoJo. I mean, I just finished Battle Tendency, so I only know so much from what I've seen.
Yeah,
Back here.
if I remember correctly, the way it goes.
Has part 3 started yet?
Nope.
Yeah,
Not on Toonami, at least.
Yeah, they stopped showing the anime. They're showing Attack on Titan Season 2 right now.
Oh, really? I haven't watched Season 2 yet. I've read it, though, so I mean... Somebody was talking about Season 2 on a Discord server one Carter's a part of. And they were like, you know, I really hope we get some explanation on that ending theme with all those, like all these... And he would mention these images with Titans and stuff. And they're like, I really hope we get some exposition on that in the season. And I'm like, well... You actually do.
Okay.
I was like, well, you actually do get exposition on all that, but not in this. You won't in the anime because that doesn't come up until about chapter 85 in the manga, and the anime's not gonna make it that far.
So, dinosaurs.
I don't know.
They really haven't explained it.
No, it's not a thing.
That's just in there for the opening.
It's in the opening.
Why?
If it happens in the.
It looks cool, but why?
Carson, if it happens in the anime. Stop watching the anime. That does not happen. There are no dinosaurs in the manga. Ever.
So it's just there in the opening.
I'm on chapter 90, and there's no dinosaurs.
What if that's what's in the basement?
What are you talking about?
I've already seen what's in the basement.
So they did show it.
Yeah, in chapter 85.
Oh.
I told you!
And let me tell you, the plot twist of chapter 85 completely flips the entire story on its butt. After it flipped it on its head several times. Like it picked it up, slammed it on its head a few times, and flipped on its butt.
What will we have to do for the plot to just be spinning in the air?
I probably is aware now. No, seriously, Carson, you want to talk about plot twists? How about everything you know is a lie? If you thought you knew about Attack on Titan, or thought something would happen, or had a prediction about Attack on Titan, it's wrong. I mean, like seriously, I could have you all sit here and collectively brainstorm and guess on what's in the basement, and you would never get it.
So
I feel like I had actually heard it at some point, but that was...
If you can guess it, you heard it. You did not guess it on your own. Maybe somebody somewhere did, but I doubt it.
now
Carson, what do you think's in the basement?
I'm going to go back in that grave I was just in
Brian, what do you think's in the basement?
because there's a piece of heart. But if I fail this, I'm going to do
Hey,
cutting to a successful attempt.
Carter, what do you think's in the basement?
I don't know. I'm trying to focus because
Carson, what do you think's in the basement?
race again.
Like
So-
I said, I think I had seen something about...
I'll cut to a successful
I don't remember
attempt if I
exact-
don't get this. I'm gonna cut around. Even when I get a successful attempt to save some time, I might speed up footage. I need to do that more. A minute on the nose. Damn it.
Will it?
Yes, you can jam it down the nose.
Yes.
Ooh.
That didn't take too long. I likely sped that footage up. Probably cut back in. Gonna go back to what we were doing.
Yeah, Carson.
Piece of heart is mine!
Literally, what's in the basement is a very simple thing that makes everything alive.
Okay.
Honestly, I think it's very amazing because literally after that, after chapter 85, it's like reading a different manga.
Have you seen Hunter x Hunter? Because
no,
the anime's really good. It just
part of me like almost part of me wants to read it, but or watch it. The other part of me is like, but this is what happened when we didn't finish Yu Yu Hakusho. And
it's a good anime.
I mean, I don't deny that.
its problem is its pacing is glacial.
I mean, I'm okay with, you know, the Hunter anime, and I like that man. I like Yu Yu Hakusho, so I'm sure I'll love it. But at the same time, this man
isn't Hunter x Hunter still going on? Though?
This is the same man who didn't finish Yu Yu Hakusho and is making an even longer thing now.
But isn't it still like going?
Yes, that's my problem.
Was that one of the manga that basically ended in the like Shonen Jump purge, or
I don't know.
I think it.
He did it for you.
I think it was grouped into the purge of.
Hey, you know what?
Series
You know what makes me even madder about the Yu Yu Hakusho thing?
Alright.
You know what they're doing this year?
Alright.
They are making a new arc in the Rurouni Kenshin manga.
Oh yeah, you brought that up.
The manga.
Yeah.
Not the anime. They already did that. They're making a new arc in the manga. I have never heard of a manga getting a new arc 20 years after its serialization.
The only problem was at least the Hunter x Hunter anime.
That's like if you ended a comic book, or you had a comic book and it ended, and then you were like, but wait, 20 years later.
More.
Yeah, 20 years. Oh, I mean, that's like sitting down, being like, hey, remember Dragon Ball Z? Well, Dragon Ball Super.
But they did that.
That's probably why.
No, the reason they did that, Toriyama was going across the internet one day. He found this little video called Death Battle Goku vs. Superman. He watched it and said, "Oh, yeah, you're saying Goku can't beat Superman? I'm gonna change that."
Toriyama just got the ball rolling on Super. He's not really involved in it.
But he started it.
Toriyama basically does nothing, gets paid for it. Toriyama gets paid to breathe. I'm not joking. He has people to do. He basically has people that are there. What are you doing?
What?
Oh, you're calling Epona.
We need the horse!
But no, literally,
But it's not Skyrim. In Breath of the Wild, we named the horse Skyrim.
So the stupid thing to do the horse race, you have to waste time in here, leave, and then come back and waste more time.
Well,
so,
yeah, because they're trying to teach you how to use the horse. I mean, it makes sense.
So...
I mean, they could just throw you into the race and be like, go.
I thought Toriyama...
Okay, I've wasted some time. Let's leave.
No, yeah, Toriyama, I think, got Dragon Ball Super started, but Toriyama does nothing.
I thought he was involved in at least Battle of Gods.
Yeah, he was involved in Battle of Gods. But I know, like, seriously, he has teams to make things for him. Like, he has a team to make Dragon Ball Super, and he has a team to make, like, apparently, like, all the other Dragon Ball stuff to add to the series. And he's basically happy because he doesn't have to work anymore. He literally said, I'm glad I'm at a point in my life where I can get paid to not really do anything.
Well,
because Dragon Ball makes its own money.
Well,
I mean, seriously, let's face it. If I wanted to make a video game and I just slapped Dragon Ball's name onto it, it'd make money.
Even when it's terrible.
Yeah, it's a Dragon Ball.
So,
Someone's gonna buy it.
should be able to do the race.
And if it's terrible...
You're laughing, but you know I'm not lying.
And if it's terrible, people will buy it to riff on it.
Okay.
There's that other group that makes other Dragon Ball stuff. Or you can do the thing.
You can't do that in this version.
Oh. So anyway, in Dragon Ball, so the other company makes like these weird other Dragon Ball things. I can't remember how it was described. But it's basically like I don't want to say it's the marketing side of Dragon Ball, but it's like expansion of the series. So they created a manga. Actually, it's the company that makes the Dragon Ball Super manga, I believe. Basically, he dies trying to get a glimpse of some girl's panties. I can't remember how he dies, but in doing that, he dies. Okay? But
sounds like the most ridiculous story.
so then, when he is reincarnated, he is reincarnated as Yamcha.
That is a fate worse than death.
Well, so he is reincarnated as Yamcha. I can't remember how the first chapter goes, but it runs up to the sand arc. And so this guy, with his knowledge of Yamcha, is trying to, first he's like trying to figure out how to escape his fate, and then at some point he determines that
Go! I think I got it.
he determines at some point that there's no hope for him to quit being Yamcha. So he decides
Yes!
to use his knowledge of the plots of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z to help. So literally, the Saiyans are coming. So Vegeta and Nappa are coming. Yamcha, who is the reincarnated guy, decides to train. So he goes and he trains. Who does he train with? Oh no, that's right. He goes. As soon as he finds out about Sans, he goes to Kami's lookout. He finds Popo and asks him about the spaceship that Kami used to land on Earth. And you know what he does? He flies the spaceship to Namek to go train with Nail.
Why Nail?
Because Nail's gonna need to be strong for when Frieza shows up.
Well, because Nail was strong, compared to the Saiyans when they arrived, Nail was strong. But, when compared to Frieza, he was nothing. So he trains with Nail to make himself stronger. And I think
also counteractively making Nail.
No, actually, stronger. I'm sorry, I missed a point. He goes to the Kami's lookout and drinks the super divining water.
I was going to say, did he drink the water?
He drinks the super dividing water, and apparently Yamcha was worthy of the water the whole time, he just never drank it. So he drinks the water, and then he takes the spaceship to Namek and trains with Nail. Then he goes to Guru to get his potential unlocked. Or he did that first, I can't remember. He either unlocked his potential and trained with Nail, or vice versa.
Okay, guys. So my question of the day is, what did you guys think of the horse races with Ingo? Personally, I really don't like the races. The first one's pretty easy, but the second one is really fucking annoying. It's a really tight margin of error. You pretty much have to cut all the corners and save a couple of carrots, or else you never win. This is why I like that glitch in the 3DS version that pretty much lets you stand there and do nothing, and Ingo will run off and despawn, and then you can just circle the track and it counts as a win. That glitch is amazing because it lets me bypass this really annoying race segment. And as kind of a bonus question, if you ever played Ocarina of Time, do the Ingo races give you shit, or are you able to do them pretty easily? You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments below, or you can leave them on social media. All my social media links are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you liked my video, please hit the like button and leave some comments. If you're new to my channel and want to see more of my videos, please hit the subscription button and subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please ring the bell next to the subscription button. That gives you the proper notifications of whenever I upload a new video. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. Doing all of these things really helps out the channel, and it really helps our communities grow. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.